Well, we got a pretty dramatic and interesting reveal of an MMO's gameplay today. Now, stop me if you've heard of Chrono Odyssey before. Didn't think so. This one took me by surprise, but shout out to Julia, the emote artist extraordinaire for streamers like Carnage and Dan's Gaming, who got this on my radar the day before this gameplay trailer launched. This is only their second trailer, launched 2 years after the first trailer, which was entirely cinematic. But that begs the bigger question. Is this an MMO worth throwing on our radar alongside the multitudes of others that are likely still years away and may or may not have gameplay elements we don't like? Well, I went over to their website to find out a bit more because they mercifully don't have a Discord yet. Chrono Odyssey is in development by NPIXEL. NPIXEL are the developers of Gran Saga, a mobile MMO that released in 2021 in Korea that features crossplay between mobile and PC. Before we get into the upcoming MMO, let's get a better look at what NPIXEL has already done. Maybe get a feel for the company. Seeing as Gran Saga is an anime MMO, I went to my #1 source for that to get an idea of what they thought about it, and only to really find out that they don't have a rating for it yet. MMOBytes has covered this game a lot though, especially the trailers, so I've linked some of those below if you want to check out this company's previous MMO work from a source that I trust. Or you could wait because apparently it might be releasing globally this year. MMOBytes did have some things to say though, and I want to impart that to you all. First, when the game launched in Korea, it did very well monetarily, shattering records. Second, it's an MMO without the Holy Trinity, where you collect weapons to make your class through a gacha system. Is that what Genshin Impact is? I don't know. I'm out of the loop on that. So right off the bat, my hopes for this game are being tempered a little bit, based off what this company has made in the past. But I do maintain that the MMO genre has a lot of room to grow. It is still a pretty small genre when you look at the gaming space as a whole. I think that with that room to grow, variety of the genre is very important to bring in new players. The bigger question for anyone who's not into that type of game is, will Chrono Odyssey be like that? Or will it be something different, appealing to a different audience? This is where I dash your hopes a little bit and say, we don't have much information at all. We know that it will be an open world MMO with action combat and obviously incredible graphics. The website presents the setting of the game as your adventure against the endless war against the void. The world is twisted by chaos in both time and space, with contradicting timelines, hence Chrono in the title. As they say ominously, you will need to uncover the secrets behind Cetera's timeline and find a way to save everyone, including yourself. They detail 5 different opposing forces: the Guardians, the Void, the Broken, the Outcasts, and the World Movers. And in this, every part of it is kind of an interesting, unique setting because there seems to be a lot of the game that's tied to time. And we'll get more into how deeply it's tied to time as we go into this trailer here, this gameplay trailer, because there's a really interesting and potentially pretty unique skill or item or something that's gonna be really fun, I think, if it's implemented well. The more interesting parts about this game come from the trailer itself. Beyond the stunning graphics, fantastic voiceovers that bring to mind Elden Ring trailers, we get a lot of things we can infer. Action combat looks to be a big part of the game, but more muted than, say, Black Desert Online. It looks grounded and gritty, and honestly, really freaking cool. I love the way combat looks here, and I'm not even a huge fan of action combat. Holy shit, did that guy just get his arm cut off? The in-game physics of combat look pretty impressive. Like this moment here where they get frozen mid-air. They even seem to have ragdoll physics throughout as enemies are defeated and just kind of fall or fly off limply onto the ground. Like any good fantasy MMO, you also have rifles to fend off your beastly enemies. Some of which can be quite massive and require group cooperation. This is always part of my worries with some of these MMOs, the do-it-all classes, but at least in some of these instances it looks like there are some clear roles. The tank is tanking, blocking with their shield while the DPS tear up the big bad. One thing I don't see clearly is a healer, but that doesn't necessarily mean there won't be one. But it's not just groups that are showcased. There's an incredible looking raid against a giant dragon / manta ray thing that looks like a nightmare come to life, destroying foes with attacks that even disrupt the environment. But perhaps the most interesting thing of all is tied to the chrono aspect of the game. We get to see a few instances where you dramatically slow down time or actually reverse it. The reversing part sounds especially good for someone like me who has a very special talent of finding the cliff, going to the edge of the cliff, and finding my way to the bottom of the cliff faster than anyone else. But if I do happen to fall, as long as I'm still alive, I can potentially climb back up, as climbing appears to be confirmed in this game. My takeaway from this is kind of mixed. If this was a single player RPG like Final Fantasy 16, I think I'd be jumping up and down with excitement because so much of it looks incredible. But as an MMO, and coming from a team that has only just recently launched their first game, which to their credit was an MMO, but perhaps a very different MMO, I'm going to be prudent with my optimism here. I'm going to be prudent with my excitement and just kind of temper it and pull it back. I'm putting this game firmly in the wait and see column. I'm excited for it. The trailer looks fantastic, especially showing off some gameplay, but they obviously did splice in some cinematics with the gameplay, and I don't know if those were in-game cinematics or if they're just part of, like, throwing it all together. There's still so much we don't know about this game and what it'll offer. And after years and years of disappointments, looking at you, EverQuest Next, I just want to keep the hype train in the station for a little while longer. But it's difficult because damn, this looks good. I mean, just look at that shit. But for now, it remains in the same kind of category for me as PAX Day, a game that I am interested in, but still very much in the wait and see mode. Speaking of PAX Day, they just released information on how their building will work, their Valheim-like building in their beautiful MMO. So if you like the way that this MMO looks, you might want to go check that game out. I covered the building aspect in this video here, so if you want to get an idea of what PAX Day is looking like right now, go ahead and over there and check out. My name is Redbeard Flynn. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. And thank you so much to the members of this channel who keep it going.